If you're like me, you have lots of weather apps on your phone, you look at several of those trying to figure out what the weather's going to be like on your trip. But none of those show you what the weather's going to be like in a single snapshot until now. In this video, I show you how the Drive Weather app works and how I use it to plan my trips. Hi, I'm Steve with the Radar RotoWires. We make educational videos for our viewers and share our adventures and findings along the way. We have a great finding for our fellow RVers who are also frustrated trying to figure out the weather is going to be like for their entire trip. Let's get into the walkthrough and show you how to use the app. The good news, it's available for both Android and Apple devices. To start off, you can download the app to your phone. On Apple, go to the App Store or your Google Play Store and type in Drive Weather. There is a free version that works great for day trips. You can upgrade to the Pro version, which I did after playing with the app for 5 minutes. I have it downloaded already, so we're just going to open up the app. And you're going to put a start and end location by hitting the magnifying glass at the top. So do our start location, let's say we want to go from Indianapolis. And we want to go to Memphis, Tennessee. When your route comes up, you'll see the colored dots, but you don't know what those mean, so let's go to the question mark in the bottom. This has a little chart to tell you what is what. You'll see blue skies or overcast, or the different rain options, thunderstorms, all the way down to dust and sandstorms. So now looking at the route, you can see starting in Indianapolis on this route, we have a little bit of a darker green, which is heavier rain, through some overcast and light rain down to Memphis. If we were to click the route on the right, we'll see what the difference is. With the route on the right, you'll see heavier green rain down through some thunderstorms, and then it finally gets cloudy and overcast before we get to Memphis. Now we can adjust the speed of our vehicle compared to the route. We'll click on the 3 bars at the bottom next to the question mark, and you see the little bar you can slide at the top. If we move it all the way over to the right on the cannonballer side, you'll see the top right, your time gets shorter for your route. Go all the way in a slow truck, the route takes longer. I have figured out with a 41-foot fifth wheel, the way we travel, usually around 65 miles per hour, that 0.8 works well for us. Also on this screen, you can see at the bottom, you can see the forecast as you will drive along the way, or the current forecast that is happening right now. We'll leave it on drive because we want to see what the weather is going to be like as we get to those different areas. You will see on the right side of the screen, there's 4 different buttons. The first one is automatically selected, is what the forecast is. You see the green and the storms as you go through. We can see in the temperature. You can see, if we zoom in, your temperature as you'll start throughout the day, and a temperature that you will end up with as you get into Memphis. We can see what the wind speed and direction is as we're heading south. So we're going to have a headwind driving down pretty much the whole route. And the last one on here is we can see the current live radar. So if we were traveling right now on this route, you can see what we'll be driving through. So let's go back to the forecast mode. Now let's talk about the slider bar at the bottom. The slider bar is a time that you're going to start your trip. You'll see as we move the slider bar that the time in the top right will change. So right now we're starting at 7 a.m. Monday, and there's going to be rain. Let's move forward to Tuesday at 7 a.m. You see there's more rain, looks even a little bit worse. Let's go to Wednesday. See the weather gets any better. And there's a little bit of storms when we start, and blue skies by the time we get done. If we want to go all the way to Thursday, you can see there's blue skies all the way through. You can also check the different routes as you do that. Go back and forth to see which way you want to drive down to try to drive around storms that way too. One thing that's important to know about the weather you're seeing is each point comes from that local area and it's updated live by the National Weather Service. So if you go to your route and you start driving and you update as you're going, you will see the updated forecast of your current forecast and what it's going to be as you're ending up. You can zoom in and you can see all the different points of the forecast that is formulated. And let's say the area right down here by Memphis, which is a forecast at 4:21 on Thursday in Memphis. So now let's talk about the waypoints. This function is a little bit finicky. There's 2 different ways to add them. When I think they're updating this currently to hopefully it works a little bit smoother. The first way you see on the main screen, we hit the plus button on the right hand side. We can put a waypoint along our route. The time you see in the waypoint is the time you're going to stay at the location, and it'll update the forecast along the way. So let's say we were going to stop at this location, and we're going to stop there for a total of 12 hours for an overnight stay to make this a 2-day trip. So that is your layover in that time. and then updates the forecast. You see in the top right, extended out the trip 12 hours. The way I like to do it is we click on the magnifying glass at the top to search our location. So we use our start location, we can add a waypoint. There used to be a little time here we can set it as we were going, which is not here at the current time of this recording. So let's say we're stopping Indianapolis, and we're to go to Effingham, Illinois, and we're going to end in Memphis, and we can hit get the fastest route. It'll show the route, and it figures in the waypoints on the route. I'm sure the time will come back to adjust the time you're staying at different waypoints, but it just disappeared prior to recording this video, and you can play around with the waypoints and how the routes work. Now that you're familiar with all the features, let me show you how I just use this coming back from California to Michigan. As we load and compare our routes, I'm going to see what the weather is like along the way. You can see I have 3 different route options, and I can use a slider to see what the weather is going to be like as we're going. If it's going to be bad weather as we're getting back towards Michigan, I can stop for a couple days and let the weather clear up. So let's play the slider bar at the bottom. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. As you can see, it's pretty much blue skies. You got a little bit of green if you leave it Monday. Ooh, you see that? There's a little bit of snow in the Colorado area there if we are coming through that way. So let's go the southern route here to stay away from any snow in the mountains. Then we just see in the southern route, it looks like it's pretty much blue skies all the way through. I'm not sure what day I want to leave yet. Let's say we're going to leave on Wednesday. You can see the weather changing as the forecast changes back towards Michigan. A little bit of green in there, some overcast. Looks like it's still pretty good blue skies on Thursday for leaving. Up into Friday, a little bit of rain in the middle. Saturday we got some storms halfway back. You can advance all the way through more days on the premium version. I'm not going to tell you all the features that the premium version has compared to the free version, because I'm sure things will change over time, but it's something if you want to upgrade, you get a lot more features versus the free version. If you want to hear the interview with the creator of this app, they were on the RV podcast recently, interviewed by Mike Whelan. Make sure you click in the description, expand it out so you can see all the details and find the information you're looking for. If you want more useful tips and tricks or are new to RVing, make sure you check out our playlist. There's a wealth of knowledge in there to help you out. They are bundled together by topic for easy searching and viewing. I hope you enjoy the Drive Weather app as much as we do. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.